what's going to take them into eternity or what's going to take them to hell. Because there's only one way to eternity.
Yeah, there's only one.
You got a bunch of ways you can lose your soul. It's up to you. Hallelujah.
Yes,
but I made sure that my children knew this book. Hallelujah.
Yes, sir.
They may not have wanted to be at services as much as Daddy brought them. Auntie?
He's coming.
And I had a rule. If I bring you to service and you go to sleep, as soon as you get home, what's going to happen? You go to bed. You sleep on the Father, you go home and go to bed. Yeah. Do not pass go.
Yes.
Let's go to chapter 6, verse 6, same book, Deuteronomy. You know, I never preached like this before. You know, I preach, I'm used to preaching like the old school. And I haven't preached like that in so many years. I'm scared to even try. Seriously. Because the Father took me so far away from that style of preaching. Because the Messiah preached like I'm doing with y'all right now.
Yes, sir.
He talked. He told those people, those religious folk of his day, he said, y'all are white as sepulchres on the outside. This is in the middle of his message to his people. He poking at them. To their face. Which today wouldn't be politically correct.
Yeah. That is true.
So I guess I'm not either, but they don't come here so I can poke at them. And I'm doing my best not to poke at them because it's got some of y'all's people still in those churches. And they're going to come out.
Hallelujah.
I pray that they do.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Chapter 6, verse 6 says these words. And these words which I command you this day shall be in your heart.
Yeah.
Where? In your heart. That's your mind, right?
Yes, sir.
And you will teach them diligently to your children. And you will talk of them. Now listen to this now. And we got to do this. We can't just read this. We got to do this if we want our children to come up with the right mind.
Yeah.
All right? Look what it said. You will teach them diligently. That means putting all your heart into what you're teaching them. And you will talk of them when you sit in your house. You will talk of them when you walk with your children by the way. And when you put them to bed at night, you're going to talk about it. And when you raise them up in the morning, you're going to talk about it. You get the word before you go to bed. You get the word when you wake up. When you get to the breakfast table, you get the word again. And before you get on that bus to go to school, you're going to get prayed for. Then when you get home, we're going to get some Thanksgiving going. Sit down and eat dinner, we're going to pray again. Before you go to bed, we're going to pray again.
Yes, sir.
Scripture says, train up a child. Don't let them just do what they want to do. My wife showed me something on the internet that made me almost cry. This little girl, how old that girl was? 2 or 3 years old. Shaking like a grown woman. Cutting up. And the grown folks clapping and encouraging her. Now you think the Father pleased with that? Some have there look up, oh, my baby's sick and she might die. Well, you're teaching how to live like a devil. You need to bring her before the Father. So if your baby gets sick, you can call on the Father and he can heal your baby. You're going to train your child to be a devil, and then you're going to call the Father to help you. You should listen to the Father in the first place. Go to chapter 11, same book. I know that sounds kind of rough, but this is no time to be playing around with your soul.
Yes, sir.
It's time to get it right, my brothers and sisters. Deuteronomy 11, verse number 13. And it will come to pass if you will hearken diligently. That word hearken means listen. Shema. strictly unto my commandments, which I command you this day, to love Almighty Yahweh your Elohim, and to serve him with some of your heart,
Oh.
with some of your soul.
Oh.
Oh, he wants it all.
Yes, sir.
So he should get most of you than the world gets. When I say the world, you spend 8 to 10 hours on the job. I don't know about all of y'all, but some of y'all work 12 hours. But you, you give the father that time. No. You give the boss that time because you want that check from your boss. But I'm going to give you a word right now. Listen closely now. Behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, and I will pay every man. So you're going to get a paycheck from him. Whether it's good or evil, you're going to get paid.
Yes, sir.
You're going to get paid. But if you work hard, as long, without variation, before the Almighty, as you work hard for that piece of paper check, you're going to be saved.
Hallelujah.
Because if you're putting your heart and soul into working for Almighty Yah, he got a payday for you.
Yes. Hallelujah.
But if you just playing with the Father, give him a little 5 minutes here, 10 minutes over there. But when you go on that job, you give them full 8 hours. What you doing? I'm working on my job. I ain't got time to talk to you. But when you come to church, when you come here, you sitting in the pews and somebody whispering in your ear. You don't tell them, leave you alone. I'm trying to hear the word. You writing notes. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. We graduated. You texting. Sitting in the pews. You put it on silent so I can't hear it. But the Father sees it. So that means you don't respect the Father. If you know he sees you, if you know he hears you, and you still doing it, you're not afraid of him, and you don't respect him. You'd be surprised at the people I walk up to and they, as soon as they see me, I said, what you hiding? I don't want to smoke in front of you. You're a preacher. I said, hold on a minute. Let me explain something to you. I said, I might be a different kind of preacher than you have met before, but let me explain something to you. I don't want you giving me more respect than you giving to him. If you're going to hide your cigarette from me, don't smoke in front of him. They do that when I go to certain places and they cussing. Oh, I can't say that. Excuse me, brother preacher. I didn't mean to say that. Hold on. If you're going to cuss in front of him, who am I? I don't care if you cuss in front of me. You know what I did? I searched cuss words out. I wanted to know where they come from. I went into the etymology of the cuss word. And you'd be surprised some of the stuff I found out. So I don't care if you cuss in front of me. If you want to respect somebody, respect my Father who's in heaven.
Hallelujah.
Because if you respect him, you will respect me. That's the best way to respect me is to respect him. Hallelujah, somebody. Where did I tell y'all read just now? 11:13? Listen at this now. I want you to know that when you practice due diligence, there's a reward for you. Look what he said. I will give you the rain of your lane in its due season. The first rain and the latter rain, that you may gather in your corn and your wine and your oil. Hallelujah. And I will send grass in your fields for your cattle, that you may eat and be full. Hallelujah. Is that a reward? See, that's a reward while you're still here.
Yes.
Because after a while, we're going to depend on rain.
Yes, indeed.
We're going to depend on our backs bending to put seed in the ground.
Yes. Hallelujah.
I hope y'all really understand what I'm telling you. Walmart ain't going to serve you. And let me tell you something else. You might take the shot or you might not take the shot. But that's not going to be the final call. See, when they say take the mark, you can have the shot or not.
Yep.
When the mark comes, if you don't take it, you get nothing.
Yep.
This is just a pre-trial.
A rehearsal.
A rehearsal. There you go. This is a rehearsal. They're just seeing what they can do.
Mm-hmm. That's true. It is.
And how gullible you are to allow them to do what they do. Hallelujah. I don't know if I should have said as gullible as we are, but I don't know if I should put myself in there. No, we're not? Well, help me say hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Thank you, Father. Praise you.
Look at 13:13, same book. Certain men. I'm going to show you that these Old Testaments, as they're called, is talking about what's happening now. Y'all with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, look, 13:13, look what it says. Certain men, the children of Belial, are gone out from amongst you and have withdrawn the inhabitants of their city, saying, let's go and serve other gods, which you have not known. Now, do everybody here know who Eros is? Who? That's Valentine. Do anybody know who Sam Hain is? Oh, we don't know him? Huh? All right. Anybody know who Eostra is? Easter. Isn't that something? Anybody know who Saturnalia is? See, these are gods that most people in this world don't have a clue of who they are. But they serve them with all diligence. Right now, they can't wait for the next God time to be worshipped. Isn't that something? But the Father told us what to worship, when to worship, and how. But we don't give him all due diligence. We heard what he said, but went in one ear, slipped out the other. But he's the one that can save your soul. But people are already saving up for a big Christmas tree. Still paying. Unfortunately. And when you tell them the truth about these gods that they don't know, they look at you like you're crazy. And you're trying to help them to stop doing what they're doing. Then he says these words right here. Then will you inquire and make search and ask diligently, and behold, if it be the truth and the thing certain, that such abomination is wrought amongst you. In other words, when you start asking questions, where did Christmas come from? When you start asking where did early sunrise service come from? When you start asking where did Halloween come from? Where did all these things come from? And you find out it all came from paganism, and you practicing it, and you teach it to your children. What is it going to take? That these things are being worked right here in our vicinity. We just got through with the Ash Wednesday, Holy Thursday, Good Friday,